Hello everyone. So I'm out here today just to give you an update on the garden. So stay tuned. All right everyone. So the pansies are seemingly the same, but coming along. The snapdragons have come along. So because we lost that snapdragon in the middle, I did replace it some with some violas and some other pansies in certain spots. But these are more pansies, so I just replaced them with pansies here. But I did have to do some. These are the ones from my seed room. These are the ones that are further along than these here because they were started first, but these were more healthier. So I chose those first, but somehow these seemingly started producing flowers faster, though they did not look the healthiest at first. So I removed the middle snapdragons from all of these beds and just replaced them with the pansies here. The same thing over here. So I had more snapdragons growing, so I just kind of like added some in here. Hopefully it's not too overcrowded. I could have probably spread them out, but I just put them here just because just trying to get them out of my seed room because I didn't want them, they were starting to look a little wilty, so I just brought them out here. But again, in the center there is a one snapdragon and there's another pansy in the center, and then these are all pansies. Again, these are all from the seed room. I just had to bring them out because they were starting to flower in there, so why not bring them out here? And then over here, I finally did get a chance to add these green planters. I could not find the black and like the faux clay or burnt orange looking ones that I got from Dollar Tree, so I just ended up having to go to another nursery, and I just found these that were the same size, just a different color. So I decided to just get those and just be done with it because I couldn't find them. And then in these are marigolds. So these are some of the marigolds from the seed rooms. Alyssum, pansies, alyssum, alyssum, pansies, alyssum, and more marigolds. So finally everything over here is planted out. I'm just gonna let them grow and grow until they die off, and then I'll replace these with some summer flowering plants. Not sure which ones I'm gonna replace these with when they're done with the season, but definitely gonna be some more flowering plants. And then as we make our way over here, I probably should have did a video of my potatoes before I covered them up, but they started, as you can see here, they started growing up, so I had to cover them up because you know when you're doing potatoes, when you start to see them flower, when you start to see the plant, you want to go ahead and immediately cover up so they can heal up. So I'm going to add some more here, but everything has started coming up, as you can see over here in the corner. I got to add some more in here, but I did cover these up yesterday, and I thought about it. I said, well, maybe I should have showed you guys, but I was more so just trying to hurry up and cover them. But these, they're all growing every then, and it's 7 of them here. They're all doing great. I'm gonna go ahead and cover these up some more because I did a good watering on them, and now they're coming up even more. So I did cut off the dead parts of the aster from last year, and so now you can see all that new aster that's growing there. The purple dome aster. Out here is the hyssop. So this hyssop was originally over under my cabana. I brought it over here because I decided I want to kind of plant this out like this. I'm still probably going to add maybe 3 more pots out here for my, what I consider my medicinal herb area here, pollinated area. But I did move that over here. So that was the hyssop from over there. This is elecampane. I brought this out of the seed room. So I had 2 really good elecampane that were growing really nicely. I decided to bring it out here. And then I added my yarrow out here. All of these were added yesterday. So they were wilting and everything upon transplanting, but they're doing just fine. I'm gonna fertilized everything over here. The potatoes were fertilized, but I'm going to give them a little bit more, but they're all doing really well. Comfrey didn't come back up, so most likely it did not take from when I planted it in the spring. So I'm probably going to not grow comfrey here. Probably going to put mullein here instead, and then I'll put comfrey somewhere else. But I'm not going to do comfrey until the spring again. And then again, more yarrow here. And again, these two planters and these two planters were just added. So those two and the two black. And then again, some more elecampane. I'm going to move this lavender to this pot here. That's why the tag is there. And I'm probably going to put either my self-heal plant there or probably my, oh gosh, what am I trying to say? My echinacea. So I might put some echinacea there and the mullein there. Not 100% sure about it, but then I am going to add some couple other pots. I actually may do 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 more pots, and I'll see. But for sure, mullein is going to go there. I'm not sure if I'm going to put echinacea there or if I might put some echinacea in the smaller pots. But mullein is for sure going to go there. And I believe I may put the self-heal there. I don't know. I'm still working it out. But this is how this area is doing, and it's doing really well. And then over here on my table, I brought out my leeks. I had to up-pot them, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in various places in the garden, probably in some green stalks, because I got some room in there. I let these flower because every day I come out here and take a couple flowers. But we're going to pull a lot of these today. The arugula, that is. The lettuce, we're just trying to let it finish heading up. As you can see, it's starting to head up quite nicely here. And so that's what we're doing. We're just waiting on the lettuce to head up, and then we'll go ahead and pull some of these, the ones that are heading lettuces. The ones that are not, we're just letting them get a little bit taller, like this Paris Island Romaine is actually looking really nice. Nowhere near the flowering stage. I pulled, you may have seen the video where I had a friend of mine come by and do her pull a head of lettuce, and I just put some spinach in this place, and I put some spinach here. Eventually, all of this lettuce will be pulled because the sweet potatoes will go here. And then all of the cabbages and things over here are growing quite nicely. Everybody is starting to get a little head on them, growing really nicely. This cabbage isn't heading, but it's getting there. And then the broccolis are all doing really well there. So let me put it back so you can kind of see them a little bit better. But these are not heading. I do have broccoli on the other side that is heading, but all of the cabbages over here are seemingly trying to form their heads. None of the cauliflower is starting to form its flowering head yet, but they are still growing quite nicely. And then again, the cabbage over here is doing really well. And then that's a cabbage there, and that's Chinese broccoli here. And then over here on this table, this is arugula, growing pretty nicely. These, even when they get to this stage. So I just wanted to point out, when they get to these stage, and you know, I got band-aids, guys, because my nails are, when I dig in the dirt, they kind of loosen, so I'm trying to prevent them from loosening. So pardon all the band-aids. But right here, these little buds, I eat them when they're like this too. So they don't have to get to that flowering stage. I will eat them when they get like this as well. They're really good. They all have that nice little, when there's the flowers, they have that like sweet savory taste. And this here is more of a, it's not really sweet and it's not really savory. It's kind of, I don't know, but it's still that arugula, distinct arugula taste, just like the leaves here. Okay, and then over here, oh, guys, I see a little weed. You know, I got to get it. Pull that little weed out of there. It's a couple of them trying to grow in here. So let me get that really quickly. But this here is some more cabbage, and it is definitely growing nicely here. Still a baby. Everything over here was fertilized yesterday. Had a little fishy motion, so we put everything out here. Mizuna. So these are remaining uncovered, and I'm looking here and I'm starting to see little bug bites on my Mizuna. So I may end up moving these to a different location so that they're not getting bit up. So it just depends, but I've been coming by here as often as I possibly can, green wave mustards here, and just pulling up any butterfly eggs that I see, any moth eggs. This was some more bok choy that I had started. Here was originally a broccoli that didn't do well, and then one of them had a over there. So this one had a nope. This one had the a bok choy that didn't do well, and that one had a broccoli that didn't do well. So I replaced them both with a bok choy. And here's some more broccoli here. That one over there is not doing anything too much. So if it doesn't kind of grow a little bit more than what it's doing now, I'm probably going to pull all of these little ones because they're not going to last through the heat of the season, and just may pull them. I may put them in my greenhouse and kind of give them some controlled temperatures, but otherwise, I don't know. If not, I'll just compost them. So I'm going to come back by here because I see a bunch of little weeds growing through here. So I'm going to come back and de-weed all of this after this video. And then over here, again, everything is growing quite nicely. Those are my walking onions over there. They'll come back on their own. Okay, and while I'm out, my husband is about ready to cut the grass. I'm trying to do this video before he gets to cutting the grass, so I can make sure you guys can hear me. I'm just gonna go over here and check on the trees really quickly so you can see the fruit trees while we're walking over here. So those are the last of my onions right here. I am gonna eventually pull these, and I am going to turn this area because this is being overgrown. And I got one little asparagus popping up right there. I may come out here and grab that. Okay, but as I walk over here to the, oh, look at the butterflies are out. This is the peach tree. This is how it's coming along. So again, quite nicely. Quite nicely. And then here's the apple tree. This is also seemingly doing really well. And it has been in the ground now for about a month. I'm just gonna take this little clip here, and I need this for something. If I can't get it off easy, I'll come back. I'll have to come back for it. But this is coming along quite nicely. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna just go into the main garden really well and see really well. Go into the main garden so you can see how well things are going over here. Did a couple harvests of some things that I have. Some videos I've had a chance to post, some I didn't. May or may not be in order. I don't know. I try to update you guys as much as I can, but as different things arise, I'll post those. So some things may or may not be in order, but you get it. So before we get into the main garden, the nasturtiums are flowering. Looking really nice right there. And so over here I had found some aphids on here, and I went on ahead and treated them, and you can see they were all up in there. Can you see that? Yeah, they were all up in there. So we got that one taken care of, and that is my kohlrabi. And my rhubarb is still doing really nicely. So that is a different snapdragon. The one that was originally here, it just did not make it. It died off. So this was the last snapdragon I had in my seed room. So if this one dies off, oh well, I don't have another one to replace it, so I'll just have to put a whole different plant there. The calendula is doing okay. These are finally opening with new ones to come. So we have some there, and then these have opened. These do not have any flower buds on them yet. And then look at the violas. They are so pretty. Look at them. And of course I do have an onion in each of the black grow bags. The chamomile is still doing pretty good. Chamomile is growing really well. These snapdragons are finally starting to produce their little buds there. And then this calendula here, there's flower buds everywhere. There's about 20 in this patch that I can see. So, and this is just 3 plants. So each one of these has one calendula plant. So this is what they do. They kind of spread in itself. And this is just 3 calendula plants. And then over here is, so all those peas have now started to sprout. Look at them. They have now started to sprout. The seeds we planted. I did not plant any in these because I ran out of seeds. Well, I didn't run out of seeds. I just didn't want to open another pack. So I put all the seeds in these, and then over here, all the way over here. So all of them are growing really, really nicely. So soil looks a little dry, so I am going to go ahead and water them. But they're looking really, really nice. And then as we come over, I set this here thinking I might put some grow bags here, but I don't know. I'm still undecided about that. Still undecided. And so as I make my way over here, this cabbage is heading quite nicely. As you can see, really nice and firm cabbage head right there. It's really tight, like you can't even squeeze it. So that's gonna be definitely ready to harvest in about maybe a month or so. And then the Romanesco broccoli, this is the one that had that damaged leaf from that icy rain. I did not pull it because I was waiting for it to kind of perk back up. So I'll probably cut it off. And then, so that's broccoli there. That is cauliflower there, more broccoli there. More cauliflower here, this purple cauliflower. And we are getting a little head here on this broccoli. So we're gonna probably take that head first. These are Brussels here. And then that is some Alabama blue collards. And then over in here, again, that head of that cabbage is heading nicely. We were trying to cut this off to let this finish producing. So I don't know. I wasn't expecting this to grow like it's growing. And I see it's heading here. So I got some seeds here. So I don't know. This was just here. I was going to take it. The nasturtiums are hiding in here. But there's some nasturtiums right here on the ends. I have another one that I got to put down there. Still haven't put that out here. But this is some bok choy here. That's some purple cauliflower there. Kohlrabi there. This is, I believe this is some let me double check. I know it's a type of broccoli. Probably my Chinese broccoli as well. That's some broccoli rabe. And then back there, a little bit of, let me show you. That's a heading cabbage right there. Some chamomile back there. Some more purple kohlrabi there. I pulled this. I have to show you this video. I had my friend of mine come by and get him some bok choy, so we put another one in this place. And then we got that parsley. And in there, this plant here is some cauliflower, purple cauliflower. And then again, this cabbage that's heading too. So coming along quite nicely. Everything over here is growing well. If you did not catch the video of the harvest of the turnip greens here and the mustard greens there, check that out. So we're just letting them regrow, and they've already started regrowing. This is crazy, but they've already started growing like crazy here. And so these, let me see if you can see that broccoli head in there. They're covered up, but I'm trying to get as close as I can. So all the broccoli heads in here are starting to come. Can you see that there? Yep. So all of the broccoli, look at that purple broccoli. All of it is starting to form heads. Yeah, so all the broccoli is doing really well. So no complaints over here in this bed. I put covers on it, but still, bugs still manage to find their way in here. See that? It's crazy. But they're not eating my plants because the plants look beautiful. This romaine lettuce will be one of the first I pull. This cabbage over here and this cabbage over here, it's not quite heading, but it's still growing beautifully. And this cabbage, again, doing the same. There is some lettuces here, lettuces there, and some spinach there, all which is growing quite nicely, but you know, they could come out if I wanted to go ahead and pull them. And again, I don't know what how they're still getting in here, these little gnats here. They're in here, but they're not seemingly bothering my plant, so I don't know. Everything looks good, so I guess I'll leave them alone because they're not eating anything. But once I do see them, I'll have to treat it, but so far so good. Over here, for some reason in this bed, nothing bothers nothing over here. And what's over here, I'll raise it up a little bit so you can see it, is the lettuces here. That's Premier Kale. The lettuces in the center, and then some turnip greens there, some curly mustards right back there, and some more turnips. So everything is growing over here. There's some couple onions spread throughout here as well, but no bug activity or even bugs trying to get into this one. So I don't know why they want those beds I don't know. They're not bothering anything over here though. Put the cover back. And over here again, all of the cabbages are heading quite nicely. And even the little ones. So all of these are doing well. So here I had an old blueberry plant that did not do anything last year. So I knew I wasn't gonna do anything this year. So I said, you know what, let me just take advantage. I'll just go ahead and put some of my peas that I had already started in the seed room, put these out here, probably add a couple more. These are bush beans. So see if they give me a little something, a little jump on the harvest. Putting them into the ground now. I do have some additional blueberry plants that I need to plant, but they'll just have to wait until these are ready, and I'll use this pot for that later. And then again, more cabbage. Look at the raspberries here. They have taken off. So they're doing really well. I was gonna cut these ends, but I might just wait to do so because I know nothing is growing on them, but they are growing quite nicely. And then over here, another broccoli plant here, my blackberries here. Everything is growing beautiful. These will definitely produce. They started to produce late this season last year, but it got too cold, so I know they'll produce this year. These produced in the beginning, like earlier in the summer. I didn't get a chance to capture it. As a matter of fact, you can see something right here. See them? So right there is where I'm going to have raspberries. So these are definitely both are going to produce this year. They produce every year. This little thing right here, really quickly before I get to the rest of the vegetables, I saw this on TikTok. Decided to take a chance to see if it worked. I can't tell you if it's working because I'm still seeing bugs, but we will see. It's completely solar panel, a solar panel bug zapper, a bug repellent. We'll see. I'm not really out here at night to see if this is going to help with the mosquitoes, but as I'm out here further along in the garden, I'll find out. But I put it out here a couple days ago. I can't really tell you if it's doing much, but we'll see. If not, hey, I know now that it doesn't work, but we'll see. I can't say it's doing anything that I can tell you about. And then that right there is some cabbage, more cauliflower. If you saw that other video, you saw that this one had some, right over in here, they had those aphids. So yeah, they're completely all gone. I went on here and did my treatment for these and couldn't be happier. But it is starting to seed a little bit. So I might have to get in here, and I usually pull my seeds so to allow it to continue to grow, which is what I might still do. So let me do some of that now. I just pull them and let it continue to grow, and it does. So let me do that, and it will continue to do what it does. I've been doing that for a while now. So, and I'm gonna get back here and see how it's gonna do over time. And then right here, some more cauliflower. And then over here, this was my strawberries. If they don't come back, we'll just do something different because I have strawberries growing over there and another in my green stalk. So we'll see. And then over here, cabbages are doing really well. Cabbages, I'm sorry. The lettuces are doing really well over here. And look at the strawberry spinach. So the strawberry spinach is starting to get the little strawberry buds here. You see those? That's what I've been waiting on. And we never got them last year, so hopefully we'll get them this year. They're a little bright red strawberry looking color. This one is tiny, but it should do it as well. This is Miner's lettuce, and this here is Chris Mint. It's a heading lettuce, so it's heading quite nicely. But I'm excited for the strawberry spinach to see what it does. Let me get out the sun, I'm sorry. And then right here is my iceberg lettuce. It's seemingly doing well as well, so we'll see. We'll see how all that's going. Nothing is in these two containers here, and then my potatoes. Okay, so it's now time for me to add my soil to these, because when I add my soil, when you're supposed to add them when they first start popping up, so I got to do this today, like yesterday. And then over here is the choy soy area, and everything is doing well. I did pull 2 of those bok choys. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, check it out. They're doing well. Here goes the enemy right there. I don't really do well with this moth, and I don't really try to cover this area. I just pretty much let them get full sun, but because everything is going to be coming out of here real soon anyway. But and then back over there, I started putting my tomatoes out, my test tomatoes. So they're still seemingly doing well. That's some Azuna on the end. So these are some that I'm just doing as a test crop. I grew the same varieties from last year, just kept some of the seeds, and so far so good. I will probably put some more out maybe in another week or two when I know we're for sure away from the frost, because we're still in April. So sometime in May, I'll put the rest of them out and then put my cucumbers out. So I do have some cucumbers, some peppers, and a few tomatoes in the greenhouse that I know that it won't get hit with any frost, but I did too much work for the tomatoes, so I didn't really want to lose too many, and I grew just enough. So I really don't want to have to start anything over or have to buy any transplants. So I'm trying not to put anything else out here until I know these are the ones I had extra of. So that's why they're out here. The other ones I don't have enough that I feel comfortable putting them out. And then over here under this area, as you can see, everything is doing beautifully. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can get in here. Yep, so everything over here is growing beautifully. I'm trying to put it through the netting so you can see it. Hopefully you can see everything. It's growing really beautiful. Pardon the netting. I'm just trying to get in there as much as I can. So yep, no complaints or anything over here. So I'll update you on this little contraption here to let you know if I feel like this is really working at all. I don't feel that it is, but I don't want to discredit it yet until I'm able to do, give it a while I'm out. I'll say that until then I won't discredit it. And this little butterfly, he's just playing with danger because he's steady over here on my plants and I don't like it. But okay, so that's this area. I'll go over here really quickly to the, let's see. So over here in my 4x4, everything is over here is doing pretty well. No complaints here. I'm gonna probably pull these bok choy soon and replace them with something else. I ended up pulling the flowers off of that and just keeping it because I cooked those in the saute and they turned out really well. So I'm like, I'll just keep them. And so I'm ready to just replant in this area altogether. So I do see that the broccoli over here is getting a little head. I'll show you. If you can see that, let me see if I can. Yeah, that little broccoli is heading up over there. So no complaints over here in this area. And everything over here is doing quite well as well. All of the cabbages are heading. Cauliflowers are not doing much, but they're still growing. And then over here, this area does not get a lot of sun, but it is still growing quite nicely. Okay. So this one, I pulled up. This was in my greenhouse and I just set it here. I'm gonna put my catnip out here. So I'm gonna put the catnip out here. I'm trying to wait on this lavender to do what it's gonna do. If not, I am going to pull it and start putting some of my summer herbs over here. And then giving you an update to my, just looking over here at this really quickly, just double checking the thought. My mint here, I don't know, I thought it was spreading for a second, but it's not. But over here, the onions are doing okay. Everybody got fertilized yesterday. So let me just turn it while I'm here. Let them get this rotation of sun. Some of the onion tops we took to cook something with, but so far everything is growing well. Strawberries. So these strawberries my friend of mine had a few, because some of the seedlings are sprouting, but they're not sprouting fast enough for me. So I went and got a few little seedlings from a friend of mine. She had some runners and she had put them in pots, and for the last couple of years, that's what we've been doing together. So I went on ahead and got some of hers, and I couldn't be happier. They're growing really nicely. And then in here, so as you can see, I did get a chance to move the green stalk from there to here. This is where it will stay. This will eventually have garlic in it in the fall, but right now I just have a few little pockets of spinach in it. This is that Corinthia spinach that I do not like, but I just set it in here anyway, but I don't like it. So just wanted you guys to kind of see that it was moved, but I'm not liking this at all. So I don't know. We'll see. And then over here, all of these are doing really well. Even the Corinthia spinach in here is growing nicely. The chervil is growing nicely. That purple romaine is doing well. The onions are doing well. No complaints on this one. Same thing with this one. Everything is growing well. Let me just rotate it while I'm here. That pocket, I never put anything in. So anything that's in here has been in here, and we just been pulling from it and eating it as such. So those pockets, I got to figure out what I want to put in there. Probably put some spinach in there or something. I don't know. But these are doing well. And then over here, this is like some broccolis that's been added to here. Some more Mizuna, broccoli, some cabbage, just some different things. I wanted to see how well they're growing the green stalk. So as you can see, they're all doing well. So this one I've been battling the butterfly on. There's one of the eggs right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's one of the eggs right there. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that off while I'm right here. Yep. So I have to, cause they lay eggs all day. So I come out here and put them off all day. So that's pretty much what I walk out here to do. I had some hands on deck yesterday, so we kind of came out here to do that to keep the butterfly moth at bay. And I'm still working on this blue one here. And then the purple, everything is still the same. I'm slowly potting. Now what I did do, I'll take you over here to this purple one. What I did get a chance to do for this one is I did get a chance to put some of my peas in here. Bush beans. So this does have a few bush beans, some from seed that I had put in here. Some are transplants from my seed room. So they're doing really well. And then over here, I added the bok choy over here. These are still a couple of seedlings from the seeds that I started in January. That's that purple magic. I had an alyssum left. I threw an alyssum in here. So just different stuff. Premier kale, some onions, Swiss chard. So different things are growing at different rates here. So everything is doing okay. I had one of the Red Russian that was in the back that still was alive. This is the only one out of the 6 plants that I started that are still doing well. Yeah, so Swiss chard over here. So I'm gonna eventually fill all these up. I'm just working on them as I get a few out of the seed room. I put them out here after they hardened off a little bit by little bit. So, but this area is coming along, and then taking you into the greenhouse, and then lastly I'll end it with the grapes. Alrighty. So in here in the greenhouse, everything in here is doing really well. Tomatoes are trying to produce a little something here. These are the bean tomatoes. Peppers is trying to do a little something here too. I'm debating if I should stop them, but I don't know. I may. But the chives, they're starting to have their little flowers on them. Eggplants, everything is still doing well. That one there is now starting to have its little head. So I may go ahead and start harvesting from that finally. From the aeroponic tower, those are still growing really well. Look at the radishes that we started in here. They're doing well. So most of the spinach is gonna come out. I'm letting some of it go to seed so I can have the seeds from it. That's what you see this is just the seeds, the little dust that comes off, that's the seeds. And then up here, finally getting that little kohlrabi right there. Finally, guys, look at it. It's coming. I'm so excited about that. You guys have no clue how excited I am about that. The Crimson Tide mustards, blue kale, zero complaints here. This is getting hot in here, so that's why you see that like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open the door, let this get a little air so you can see it's curling up because it's getting a little too hot for it in here. So I'm going to open up the doors in here. But seemingly everything is doing well. I did add some, so those are my cucumbers that I added down there from my seed room. Just gonna see how well they do in here before I put them on the outside. Strawberry spinach in here has not started to have the little strawberry buds yet, but it's coming. So No complaints. No complaints. And then lastly, let me take you over to the, see if I can prop this open because I'm going to water in here again. Take you over to the grapes, and that's what that is. And again, every time I walk past these, just look at them. I just love those little flowers. All right. There go Jazz. I didn't even see her over there, guys, until she started waving. She's like, let me wave to the people. All right, and then look at the grapes, guys. They are doing fantabulous. So that one has not started doing anything yet. That was just planted this year. This is the one that's been here for a while. And as you can see, it is taking off. Let me put it back by frame. There you go. And then the little one here, I got to get that one pushed further back into the ground. I believe my dog is starting to mess with that one because it wasn't like that before. And then this one, that's why we put these here, because my dog started messing with those. So everything is doing okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, so right here, I can see he pulled it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that back in the ground a little bit further. But so far, so good. Everything is doing really nicely. All right, everyone. So just wanted to give you this tour. It's longer than I wanted it to be, but there's so many different updates and things that got done. I did want to share everything with you guys. So thank you for staying here if you stayed to the end, and happy growing.